from Nashville, Tennessee. Juice TV presents Comedy Night at Music Village, hosted by Bone Hampton, with comedians Timmy Boyle, Renard Hirsch, and Johnny W. And now your host, the one, the only, Bone Hampton.
All right, how's everybody doing? All right, welcome to another episode of Comedy right here on Juice TV. Everybody ready to get your laugh on? All right, sitting out in your living room by yourself with your t-shirt, you ready to get your laugh on? I can hear you. Heard you. Very cool. We got a great episode, great lineup tonight. We got three of the funniest comedians in the country right here on this stage, and it's really cool. I love the dudes because they good dude friends in Christ for me. And here's the thing. If you're going to be a man of God, you got to have you some good dude friends in Christ. Okay? Adam needed him a good dude friend in Christ to help him out. Even when God put his perfect child, Jesus Christ, on earth, what did he give him? 12 disciples, 12 homeboys, 12 dude friends in Christ. Then one of them betrayed him, sold him out. That's why I just keep 11 friends. If I ever get up to 12, somebody got to go. I don't even need a dozen donuts no more. I'd be like, here you go, you can have this. Well, this is a Judas roll. I mean a jelly roll. A jelly roll. I buy a dozen eggs. I just throw one away. I know it's going to be rotten. Ain't nobody got time for that. At least that's what I read in my Bible. And you got to be careful where you buy your Bible at, too. Because I was at the Dollar Tree. It wasn't the King James Version. It was the Rick James Version. So when I realized I had purchased an irregular Bible. I didn't even know they made an irregular Bible. You don't know how hard it is to try to convince a woman you are a man of God and you got a Rick James Bible. She'd be like, ooh, Bone, let's study the book of Revelations. Let's talk about the rapture, when Jesus coming back. Baby, my Bible don't go that far. We need to study over here where Moses split the Burgundy Sea. The Burgundy Sea. I told you my Bible got issues. My Bible going through some stuff. Now, do you want to finish reading about Adam and Edna? It is what it is, girl. It is what it is. Some of my new challenges in life. One of my biggest challenges right now is I got diabetes. Now, here's the thing. It's two types of diabetes. It's one of them that ain't your fault, and then there's one of them that is your fault. Mine is my fault. And I see y'all getting all quiet like you feeling bad for me. You ain't got to feel bad for me because I earned my diabetes. By the time I went to the doctor, he was like, how much sugar did you eat? Enough to get type 2 diabetes. And the thing about it is, when you got diabetes, you see food you ain't supposed to eat, you got to make a decision. Is that worth getting my foot cut off for? You know what? No, I don't even like coconut cake. Oh, it's red velvet? Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. I can walk with a limp. I can walk with a limp. My life. My life been cool. I've had a cool television and movie career. I was in a movie with Sandra Bullock and Bradley Cooper called All About Steve, where I played a security guard. And then I was on the episode of My Name is Earl, where I played a prison guard. Then I was on the episode of Medium, where I played prisoner number 2. And a lot of people are like, how you play a prison guard and prisoner number 2? That's because I take my glasses off. Then that makes me double-sided. See, like this, I could play a prison guard. Hey, Earl, you got to go to jail. Take my glasses off. Prisoner number 2. Like this, I could play a pharmacist. Ha ha. Drug dealer. Like this, I could get a bank loan. Rob a bank. It is what it is. You work with yours, I work with mine. Now, the cool thing about my career, I do stuff on screen and off screen. I was a writer for a TV show called ABC's The View, and I write for their hot topics. And so they had Dr. Oz on there one time, and Dr. Oz said that your waist size is supposed to be half the size of your height. Like, I guess I'm gonna have to start wearing heels then, because you ain't gonna make me feel bad about my 6'2". I like it, and my mama like it. And here's the thing, with the success I've had on TV, I like hosting. That's why I'm hosting this comedy show. What I want to do is host my own show. I want to host a show and call it Last Christian Standing. That's where we take 10 random Christians and put them all in one church. Then we tempt them every week with sin and see who get voted off every week. I really love my mama. And one of the things that I loved about my mama when I was growing up as a kid, she always protected me. And I always knew she had my back. So what it did, it allowed me to fight the battles I needed to fight as a little fat 11-year-old. But the fights I wasn't supposed to fight, she had it because she had my back. And I think a lot of times that's what the kids are missing now. They don't feel like parents have their back. So they fighting battles they're not supposed to be fighting. So like I used to go to the movies and I was trying to pay the 12 and under price, and there was problems because I was always big for my age. Like, I've been this big since I was 16 weeks old. I just came out of my mom. Mama, give me some biscuits and gravy. So I'm at the movie theater trying to pay the 12 and under price. So the woman gonna tell me, next time you need to bring your birth certificate. I'm like, okay. So next time I brought my mama. That's what I did. So my mama let her know, he is 12 years old. He won't be 13 till July. So for the next 6 months, he gonna pay the 12 and under in price. And if I gotta come back down here, it's gonna be a problem because I just got saved 3 days ago. So I'm gonna revert back to before I knew Jesus like this. And you ain't gonna like that side of me because the spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak, and weak. I paid the 12 and under price till I was 25 years old. They still let me get in. They like, let him go. His mama. It's the things that you just learn in life. Try to get yourself better about some stuff. So now I have a 5-year-old son, and I want to raise him to be a man of God, a godly man. I want him to feel protected like my mama made me feel protected. So now he's asking me questions. Now he looking at me saying, Daddy, can we see God? And I'm thinking to myself, do I tell a 5-year-old the story about the burning bush? Then I fast forward to me talking to the fire marshal. He was trying to see God. He was trying to see God. That's all he was trying to do. So I'm going to have to figure out a different story to tell him. Because that's the thing about when you read the stories of the Bible as a kid and then you read it as an adult, it got a whole different meaning, even though it's the same story. Because as a little boy, when I read the story of Samson, I was like, you are so stupid, Samson. Why you keep going back to her? She trying to kill you. Delilah ain't good for you. You're so stupid. Then I turned 25 and I met this girl named Keisha. I see what happened, Samson. I see what happened. You was trying to help her. Yeah. You was trying to show her a good man and loyalty and all that. I got you, Samson. I got you. I know a little bit too much again. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to read the Bible to apply to my life in today's time. You know, God looked at Adam when he was in the garden and said, it's not good for man to be alone. So I'm trying to figure out, God, what I got to do to get you to look down on me and say, it's not good for bone to be alone. What was going on with Adam when he was in the Garden of Eden? What was happening with Adam and his nakedness? When Adam was naming the animals, what happened? Then that's when I figured it out. So look, if you ever hear about me running around the botanic gardens with no clothes on, I ain't lost my mind. I'm just trying to get a wife. In a biblical way, Y'all ready to keep the show moving? Make some noise. All right. Let me get everything set up for my man. He done came all the way to our country from his country. I want everything to be set up perfect for him so he ain't trying to sue. When I first met this comic some years ago up in the great country of Canada, I was like, man, you is funny, and I don't really think a lot of people in Canada is funny. Oh, I wasn't supposed to say that? We keeping that a secret? Okay. Funny dude, and I can't wait to see what your career is going to do. And right now, his career has brought him right here with us, right here on Juice Comedy. Give it up for my man, straight out of Canada, Mr. Timmy Boyle.
I have performed comedy in front of well over 35 individuals, of which 2 of them came directly to me, looked me straight in the eye, and said, "We are so proud you are our son." I know what a lot of you are thinking right now. Hold on one second. You're telling me that guy is going to be funny and he's incredibly good looking? Look, I know it's not a natural combination. But tonight, on behalf of Canada, I'm bringing to you a little laughter for the soul and, well, some candy for the eye, eh? By a round of applause tonight, how many here is a couple? You're here with that special someone. Round of applause. Oh, wow, quite a few of you. That's really encouraging to me because it means at the end of the show it's going to cut down the rush of women significantly. Just going to be a lot easier to manage. I should tell you that I haven't always been what the French like to call the magnette de chick. It's because back in elementary school I had the legs de chicken, which was not a big draw for the ladies. Well, except for this one girl, she expressed a lot of interest. And then I found out that her father owned the KFC. Made me a little uncomfortable. But being uncomfortable was just part of growing up in my life. My mom liked to use a little something called the wooden spoon. You guys remember the wooden spoon? There's usually a younger generation in all of my shows that don't quite understand the wooden spoon references. They get crazy thoughts in their head like, wow, what a lucky kid, got to lick the chocolate off the spoon. I wish I were him. And I'm always like, no, kids, listen up. In my household, the spoon gave me the licking. Right? It was a whole different set of memories then, wasn't it? Not nearly as sweet. I don't blame those kids for not knowing because, quite frankly, parents, we are not allowed to use the spoon in that particular capacity anymore, are we? Which I'm not so sure is a good thing. I read a stat recently. It said that over the last decade, the rise in youth crime is directly proportionate to the decline in wooden spoon sales. I don't know if you knew that, but if you don't believe me, you can check it out yourself. It was at, where was that? Oh, pamperedchef.com is where I saw that. Might be clever marketing, but I'm not so sure. What I lacked growing up in muscle mass and good hair, straight teeth, comfort level around girls, I made up for with a little gift. And everybody in this room has a gift. Do you believe that? Do you believe that you all got a gift? Everybody has a gift. I have the gift of sarcasm. Anybody else have that gift? A few hands going up. It's a tremendous, tremendous gift, but it comes with a lot of responsibility, doesn't it? You see, the gift of sarcasm functions a lot like an exorcism. I call it sarcasticism. Because I only use it on individuals that show signs that just maybe they've been possessed by the spirit of the village idiot. You know what I'm saying? They look like us, but something's a little bit off. Now, an accomplished exorcist is known for their gray hair. A seasoned sarcassicist is recognized for his black eyes, which are occupational hazards that prove that not everybody wants to be delivered. But I remember the beatings got so bad that I was going to have to give up sarcasm, quit it, cold turkey. And I tried to quit sarcasm. I don't know if any of you have ever had to quit anything in your life. It's very difficult to quit things. Sometimes you got to go to extreme measures. Like, for example, smokers. When they got to quit smoking, sometimes they have to remove from their life all the other smokers. Because whenever those people are around, they feel the need to light up. Well, when you're quitting sarcasm, it's very similar. In order to be truly successful at it, you need to remove from your life all of the morons. Right? Because whenever those people are around, you feel the need to light them up. Which is not good, so they say. Well, I'm 41 years old and still sarcastic. What does that tell you? It tells me that right now I have a broken orbital bone and that I look awesome for 41. Thank you. It tells me that my environment simply has not changed. I find myself daily surrounded by individuals that do and say things that seem to be completely void of any thought process. The medical community refers to these individuals as being logically challenged. You used to just be able to call them stupid, but you can't say stupid anymore because you're going to offend the stupid people. I mean, that's so ridiculous. I mean, because they don't even know we're talking about them. Because that's the thing, right? We know who they are. They just don't know who they are. And I know you guys are on the same page with me here because the moment I said that, half you just looked at your neighbor and went, And the other half is still trying to figure out the chicken joke from earlier. People, you can't live with them. Speedos. I know some of you are saying, wait a minute, there was no transition. That's really my point. There's no proper way to get into Speedos. Ever. Not on a stage, not in life. You know what I'm talking about, Speedos, right? The little swim trunks. Brainchild of the Australians. Good idea gone bad is what they were. See, they invented these things for Olympic swimmers to help them cut down the drag in the pool, help them go faster. So why is it then, folks, that of all the people who buy and wear Speedos, none of them would be confused for an Olympic athlete? Or a casual walker, for that matter. Remember, I went for a walk with my wife and my oldest daughter. I am married, by the way. You're too late. Came across these two kids, had their pants right around here. Do you know those kids? They have them down here in Tennessee, pants right around here. Here's the thing, today's generation of youth, people think because of the technology connection, they're a genius generation until you show some of them a belt. What's that? Well, it's a belt. Well, what do I use it for? Well, you put it around your waist. It holds your pants up. Well, don't be silly. That's what I got knees for. See? They don't come down. This is a cool walk nowadays. It wasn't when I was growing up, but this means you're somebody now. You ever seen those kids run for the bus? Have you ever seen that? Go from cool to fool in 2 steps or less right there. It is not pretty. Less is not more, I'll tell you that right now. Our world is obsessed with trying to make everything smaller and shorter and quicker, you know? I don't know, we're impatient or something. It's ruined our ability to communicate. I sent this really nice, well thought out text to a friend of mine. You know what he sent me back? K. The letter K. How bad has our world gotten that we have had to find a short form for OK? We already did. It used to be 4 letters. We moved it to 2. Now it's just 1. One of the worst short forms of them all, though, is something called LOL. Do you guys know LOL? To laugh out loud. LOL is written on every email and text message that has ever been sent in the history of our entire planet. In fact, when future generations look back on all of our electronic correspondence, they're going to think we were the funniest, happiest people ever. Look at them all lulling all the time. Lulling, 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 lulling. But we're not the happiest, funniest people, are we? You know why? Because nobody's actually LOLing when they write LOL. I have never read something in an email or text that has caused me to LOL. Never. The very most I've ever sent back to somebody is CM, chuckling mildly. That's the peak. And it should be for you too, because LOL should stand for lying online, because that's exactly what's happening when it's being done. It's a giant lie. But if LOL is a big lie, then the mother of all lies is something called ROFL. You guys know ROFL? To roll on the floor laughing. ROFL is written just as much as LOL and happens even less. In fact, I'm convinced that nobody has or is or ever will ROFL. It's not happening in people's homes. It's not happening in the workplace. It's not happening on the public transit. It's simply not going on. But let's say that it did. Let's say you came across something that was so incredibly hilarious that it literally caused you to spontaneously fall down onto the floor and begin to ROFL. Well, then you wouldn't be typing ROFL, would you? Because you'd be on the floor ROFLing. And then even if you did ROFL and you got back to your feet, you wouldn't then type ROFL. You'd have to write IJD ROFL. I just did ROFL. But nobody writes that. They write in the present tense if they're actually on the floor ROFLing, and they're not. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much. My name is Tim Eagle.
Going for Timmy Boyle. Yeah. I can't lie. Canada is represented well. Maybe I'll take that back. That Canada people is funny. Because I know some people started trying to flip channels. You don't like Canadians? I love Canadians. I was just talking because I'm on stage. Come on. LOL. All right, y'all ready for your next comedian? Make some noise. You ready for your next comedian? Make some noise. All right, this is one of Nashville's own. This is one of our favorite comedians. He works all the major things that a comedian should work, colleges and clubs. And he is one of my friends' endorsed comic. And y'all know my man, Mr. Tim Hawkins. He takes this next comedian on the road with him because that's how good he is. Give it up for my man, Johnny W. Johnny Worthington.
One more time for Bone Hampton. One more time for Bone Hampton. He's my buddy. Yeah. Move these over here. Everybody having a good time? Yeah. Let's put that to a stop. I'm actually from Tennessee, so this is kind of a cool local show for me. Very nice. Yeah. Already people from up north are like, we'll speak slower. Stop it, okay? The judging, it happens. When I traveled to Wisconsin, this lady was like, your accent is adorable. Where are you? I was like, I'm from Tennessee. She was like, do you date your sister? I was like, what? No. We broke up. First of all, that is my testimony. And I don't... Kid, guys, we're still together. You make it work in Tennessee, okay? Focus on the family. That's what we say. I like that no matter where you're from, I've noticed this, there's always an area more backwards than you that you can point to. That's fun. It's a defense mechanism. We need it in the South. Tennessee, we're near the bottom in education. It's true. We're always like, yeah, we are bad. But what about those slack-jawed yokels in Alabama? Good grief, they are the worst. Alabama's like, yeah, but come on, Mississippi, they can barely read. Mississippi's like, yeah, but... Paraguay. Something about me, I just, over the past year, I've lost about 50 pounds. I'm pretty proud of that. I'm on a good path, so I'm slimming down. Working on it. Appreciate that. It's fine. I will gain it back, so don't worry about it. It's gonna be fine. It's cool, though. No, it's hard. It's on the road because it's just fast food everywhere. Chick-fil-A, my favorite fast food by far. I think it's very good. You guys okay? Breakfast, lunch, and dinner sometimes, Chick-fil-A. I like it. Fried chicken biscuits for breakfast. Fried chicken for breakfast. That is America right there, you guys. That is, take that, Al-Qaeda. But here's the thing. They've got a menu item at Chick-fil-A that makes me uncomfortable, even as a carnivore. The chicken egg biscuit. Have you seen this? Chicken and egg together. Anybody else think that's a little brutal? 'Cause it's like saying to the chicken, I will eat you and your unborn fetus. Get in here. I will wipe your family out and then I'm going to go to work. I feel nothing inside. That is an angry sandwich. That's all I'm saying. That is angry. You talk about killing two birds. That's too many jokes. I'm sorry. That is too many. It's hard though, man. We joined a gym. That's one of the things I did. My wife and I, we joined a gym, and it's hard in there. It's intimidating. There's people in there. They're my age. There was like a 40-year-old guy in there. I was like, oh my gosh. And these people are in the gym all the time. You're like, this guy looks like I would look if I cared. It's intimidating. He was all ripped up. He had the cool shaved head. I guess he was going bald and he shaved his head. You need to know what kind of head you have if you're going to try that move, gentlemen. Let me just say that. Know what kind of craters you're working with. But he was looking good, and I was feeling bad about myself until he turned around. When he had fat rolls on the back of his neck, I got to tell you, it made me really happy because I figure I may never have a six-pack up here, but at least I ain't got a pack of hot dogs in the back. That is just how I feel. And we're weird about food in this country, too. I realized that my church went on a missions trip. We went to Southeast Asia. They eat dogs and cats in Southeast Asia. Right, everybody did that on the team. Why would they do it? No, because we don't fry up cute stuff here. We got rules. It needs to be funny looking. Let's go. Like a lobster? Boil it alive and bring it to me. Can you boil him to death? I will get to the restaurant early and show you which one to murder. Thank you. Poke him in the eyes. Put it on YouTube. It's weird. And I'm not saying don't eat lobster, have at it. I'm just saying I can't do it anymore. A buddy of mine made lobster for me at his house. You ever have that happen? He's 5 feet from me in the kitchen. I hear the sound of the lobster going in the pot. Makes this whistling, screaming sound. I was like, I'm out of here. He comes out of the kitchen. Johnny, settle down. First of all, that's not a scream, okay? That's just a physiological reaction. That's air escaping. Air is escaping. I was like, that's what a scream is! A convenient reaction for the animal that can't talk for itself? No, he loves it. It's like a jacuzzi. They love it. It's like witnessing a stabbing in the parking lot later and being like, he's just letting off excess blood. He's fine. I don't know. And I have a lot of vegetarian friends here in Tennessee. It's weird, you know. And they're fine. When they get judgmental, that's when I don't like it. You know, they're always like trying to convert you like it's a religion. You know, join us. They'll stare me down. My wife has a friend, she's a vegetarian. We're having breakfast the other day. She's watching me hold my piece of bacon the whole meal. Like she's dying to say something. Finally, I'm like, what? She's like, do you have any idea how they make that? I was like, I do not, but you tell them it's working. Because this is like a hug from Jesus. I'm not kidding around. It's amazing. And again, if you're a vegetarian here, please don't be offended. I'm not trying to... And I'm not afraid of you charging the stage and attacking me. You're far too weak. But what I'm saying is, like, that's not my goal. Because I'm kind of with you. I mean, I really am. I think we're all conflicted about meat. Because think about it. It's an animal. We know that. And here's the proof. We change the name of the meat the cuter the animal gets. Why do we do that? It's a defense mechanism. We do it. Like chicken, fish, lobster. That's just chicken, fish, and lobster. They're ugly. They're beady-eyed. Kick them in the face. We don't care. We get to cows, though. Like cows kind of have a cute face. Beef. This one's beef now. Yeah. Feel better? This is not deer. No. Venison. Enjoy that venison. Yeah, it is. This isn't squirrel and raccoon meat. This is a McRib. We change the names. Change it. Some of you guys are like, is that true? We don't know what's in a McRib. Be honest with yourselves. All we know is it goes away and then it comes back. Where is it going? McRib is back. Where did it go? Was the government involved? And right here in Vanderbilt University, one of the chemistry majors, he did a study on McRibs. He really did. All the chemicals in a McRib. And this was in the paper. He found a chemical in McRibs also used to make exercise mats. That is gross. And if you're in here and you eat McRibs, you're probably like, what is an exercise mat? No. trying to stay around longer. I'm an uncle now. I have a little 5-year-old nephew, which I enjoy a lot of time with. It's great. We get to watch him. That's kind of one of those things. It's a test. You need to know if you're ready to have kids, and he's that test for me because I'm like, not quite ready. I'm not ready to do it. Because there's no responsibility as an uncle. You just get to be fun. He's 5. He's mischievous. He's always into stuff. If you don't have a mischievous, if you have a mischievous child, here's how you can tell. If your child smiles, and it causes other people to be like, oh my gosh, that's adorable. But when you see that same smile, you're like, he has put the cat in the dryer again. And that's Josh. He's always into things. I'm watching him. The other day, he's playing with the neighbor kids in the cul-de-sac. I'm watching him like a good uncle from the second-story window. That's fine. I look down. He goes into my tool shed. He brings back a can of gold spray paint. Right? But it's got the child-safe lid. I'm feeling fine. Till one of his friends goes into his dad's tool shed, brings back a hammer. It just got real. Now, I see a motion to Josh, hit it with this. Now, if I'm a parent, I run down there and put a stop to that immediately. But I'm an uncle, so I was like, let's see what happens. And I gotta tell you guys, he hit that can. He was instantly gold. It's amazing how fast a person can become gold. He was so shiny. And that's when I know I'm not ready. He comes in all upset. I'm supposed to comfort him. I was like, get up here, buddy. You're okay. I would like to thank the Academy. It's a beautiful moment. Can I play a little music for you guys tonight? I want to play a little music, man. Seamless, guys. Not my first rodeo. I love living in Nashville, and here's why. Country music stars. You see them out and about in their natural habitat. It's a weird thing. Kenny Rogers, saw him the other day coming out of the grocery store. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen Kenny lately, but he may have had some work done. And I'm not judging, that's fine, man. Cut away if it makes you feel better. I'm just saying, if you are his surgeon and you got those jowls pulled back tight, like you got to know when to hold them. My wife does not like that joke. She's like, that is mean. You're going to be telling that joke in Nashville one day. Kenny's going to be in the back of the room crying. It's like, sweetie, all that Botox, Kenny can't cry anymore. Come on, no way. Not a chance. I don't know, man. I do a lot of different events. I love the kind of events I get to do. I did a corporate event. It was a hunting and fishing expo in Fort Smith, Arkansas last month, and they did not care for me. I try to get on their side, too. I walk out. They're all wearing, like, camouflage coveralls. It was, like, weird. I was like, almost didn't see you there. I got nothing from them. Nothing from these people. And, they had, like, stuffed deer head on the stage, like mounted deer heads, just staring me down. That's weird, right? It's a comedy show. There was, like, a stuffed turkey right at my feet, like a wild turkey just... Am I supposed to just walk? I'm supposed to acknowledge this? What am I doing here? Just telling jokes? I felt like that turkey story needed to be told. And so I wrote a song for them that day. I thought I'd play it for you guys tonight. So this is my turkey song. Yeah. Ah! He's got a gun! The next song I want to do. There's another verse, but we don't have time. I'm actually I'm coming up on 20 years of marriage to my lovely bride, so I'm pretty proud of that. And, very nice. Working on a song for her to celebrate. We're going to maybe renew our vows, very exciting thing. And so I'm working on a song for her, can't seem to finish it. And so I thought I would run it by you guys. Let me know how I'm doing so far. This is what I have so far. They say that feelings fade away just like the morning dew. But honey, they don't understand the way I care for you. And even in our golden years, we'll never call it quits. When we're old and wearing diapers, wearing Depends with benefits. That's all I have so far. That one's, okay, sure. That one's gonna be called, that one's gonna be called I Won't Let You Change Me. And it's brand new, so. It's hard. Sometimes I embarrass myself with music. That's a weird thing about music sometimes. Sometimes on the way to a show, and I find my way to embarrass myself with it. I was in the rental car the other day, just driving to the show, and listening to the radio. I heard a song on the radio I'd never heard before. I was like, this is it. This is great. I rolled down the windows, pumped up the jam. Yeah. And it was a radio commercial. Has that ever happened to anybody else? You just feel manipulated. It's so sad. They draw you in. It always starts off great. Mine was like... want, I need, I want, I need. I was like, yes, do it. Then it was like 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions on a sesame seed bun. Dang it. And now I'm starving. And this is where advertising is going. You gotta know that. We're the TiVo generation. We all have the DVRs, right? We fast forward through the commercials, right? And I got a DVR at home. It's full of shows. I'll never get a chance to watch them all. I'm always, whatever, on the road. I love that show Hoarders, but I can't delete them. I might need them. You don't know. Don't you dare. Don't you dare judge me. I will delete them when I'm ready. But these radio people have to trick you. They make it sound like a pop song. You listen a little while longer. You may hear this one on your way home from the show tonight. Trapped in this place I know so well. My home is like a prison cell, and it feels like I can't breathe anymore. She comes inside and dries my eyes and takes my hand, we walk outside. I can breathe for the first time. Allegra, call your doctor please, Allegra. For seasonal allergies, Allegra. Pollen makes you sneeze, don't be afraid of trees. Just take 2 of these. Allegra. Well, I want to end with some random things that I think sometimes I'll write short jokes, not jokes about short people, just shorter jokes. They really have no place in my show, so I thought I'd put them to music. And this is something I call the joke medley, and I hope that you enjoy it, but I'm really not counting on it. Thought it was really cool when I was a kid and my dad pulled my loose tooth using the old string around the doorknob method. It was less cool when he took out my tonsils. If VeggieTales ever does an episode about the disciple who betrayed Jesus, I really hope they call him Judas is a carrot. As a teenager, I was really awkward around girls. I wasn't someone you would call. Was nervous about trying steroids, but Lance Armstrong assured me, it's just like riding a bike. If you work for a roofing company, I bet it's really hard to call in sick if you're coming down with the shingles. Got kicked out of Starbucks the other day for doing my martial arts. Turns out they don't like it when you practice Tai Chi while drinking a chai tea. Wish I lived in Bible days sometimes. How come when David throws a rock at a giant, they make him king? But when I do it, they kick me out of the Laker game. So my dad was a conjoined twin. It's not the joke, ma'am. You got a lot of nerve. So my dad was a conjoined twin. We used to refer to his brother as my uncle on my father's side. It's all right, guys. Settle down, okay? They were surgically separated, okay? Now he's my uncle once removed. Thank you very much.
One more. more time for my man, funny. Yep, that's what kind of budget we working with. I got to move microphone stands. Switch up. Oh, now you gonna help me. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Everybody still doing good? Yeah. Everybody still doing good? Yeah. All right. We about to welcome to the stage my friend. I met this comic several years ago. He was funny then, and he's even funnier now. His credits include, you've seen him on Lifetime television. You know, it's hard for dudes to get on because it's a women's channel. And you may have seen him in the TV show Nashville. But right now, he's coming to the stage. Put your hands together for my man, Mr. Renard Hirsch.
Good evening. Good evening. This is great, man. We got the good energy already started. This is great. How y'all doing? Y'all doing okay? This is good. So glad to see so many good faces. I'm so glad to see all you guys came out tonight. So glad to see you made it here safely. Because I almost didn't. Yeah. Made a mistake coming up here tonight, y'all. I rode up here with my friend with the raggedy car. Yeah. And y'all know everybody's got that one friend with the raggedy car. And if you don't know who it is, it's you. And don't get me wrong, like I love my friend to death. But I hate riding in his car, you know, because he's got one of those kind of cars that, like, every time he hits the brakes, it feels like his car's about to shake to pieces. Every time he hits the brakes, it throws me to an instant seizure. Yeah, I wish y'all could have seen us coming to the show tonight. He was driving, I was sitting there trying to read the GPS. I was like, the GPS says once we get over there to Main Street, we're going to make a right, and we're going to make a left. I'm sitting there looking at him like, what's wrong with this car, man? I looked up, I was in the back seat. It's like, you got to fix this car. This is not cool, it's not cool. Glad to be here, though, y'all. Glad to be here, man. Lots of good stuff to do here in life. I made the decision a while back. I decided I was going to try to work in the field of education. We have any educators here tonight? Any educators? Yeah, a few educators. Y'all give it up for my teachers, y'all. Yeah. That is not an easy job. You know. And the thing about it is, you know what, next time they have vote for the raise for the teachers, y'all vote for the raise. Because I thought teachers made good money growing up. Teachers don't make a darn dime. You know, I got a chance to teach for a year and I was broke teaching. You know, my first year teaching, I taught for the first semester. Then we went on Christmas break. We came back after the break. I looked up, I was so broke, I ended up on free lunch. I was in line with the kids. I'm like, this is not cool. I'm like, let me borrow 35 cents so I get an ice cream sandwich, man. Come on, man. I just want some hot cookies. We had good cookies. It's a tough job, man. You know what? I thought about it, too. You know, like, if you think about it, like, teaching is the only job where if you can't make it, they will allow a non-professional to come in and do your job for you. Y'all realize that? They will let you have a substitute teacher, meaning they'll let somebody who knows nothing about what you do come do your job for a full day. Like, no other profession will allow this. Y'all realize that? Like, I guarantee everybody in this room will be good and mad if you walked into a courtroom one day getting ready for your trial and somebody stopped you at the front door and they were like, hey, excuse me, man, is your name Rob Sinclair? Okay, cool, good to meet you, man. I'm gonna be your substitute lawyer for today. Yeah, man, good to meet you, man. Give me some, man. I've been looking at your file and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try to plead you down to life. So, be like, life, I got traffic tickets. I'm not going to prison for running a red light. What is wrong with this? So you wouldn't allow it. It's a bad idea. I wouldn't allow it. But sometimes I mess around and get some bad luck. I mess around and get the lazy substitute lawyer. You know, my lawyer coming to the courtroom extra late. You know, he's like, hey, Your Honor, I apologize for being late, but I've been looking around, and apparently my lawyer forgot to leave me his lawyer plans for today. Yeah, man, so I don't know, man. If it pleases the court, I would like to show a movie. It's like I bought Toy Story 3. I don't know how this works. Do y'all set this up? Do I set it up? You wouldn't allow it. You'd be mad. You would demand that they get you your public defender so you could lose the regular way that you're supposed to. You know. Never want to lose with the sub. It's a bad idea. Somebody's got to work with the kids. Somebody got to help the kids out. Anybody got kids here tonight? Anybody got kids? Parents here in the house tonight? Good to see my parents. You know, man, one thing I noticed, man, the kids, a lot of the young kids, they're getting smarter like younger. You know, like you see like little kids playing on iPads and stuff like that. Like they pick stuff up like, you know, like quick. You know, like I remember I was at this church one day, and this little kid was sitting beside his mom in church while the pastor was preaching. And the pastor was preaching. The pastor said, you know what, everybody, let me tell you something. God is the Alpha and Omega. The little kid turned to his mom and said, I thought you said you couldn't pledge 2 fraternities. She was like, I said, shut up. God can do all things. God can do all things. He said, shut up or I'll beat you with this pew. Love my church people, man. Church people are some interesting folks, man. I love all my church people, man. I'll tell y'all one thing, though. Church people do things differently than other people do. You know, just like simple stuff, you know. Not bad or worse, just different. You know, just like answering the phone. You know, I remember one time I was trying to call and book the show, and every time I would call the guy's house, his wife would pick up the phone. And every time his wife picked up the phone, it would just throw me off completely. You know, because I'd call the house, the phone would ring, she'd pick up, ring, ring, praise the Lord. I'd be on the other line like, Jesus wept. I just hung the phone up. I didn't know what to say. You know, I'm looking for hello or something, right? I'm like, still trying to figure out how to call that house. They do stuff different, man. Do stuff different. I don't know, any of y'all ever gone to church and end up sitting beside the professional turn to your neighbor? You been seen that person? That person whose sole purpose was to come to church and wait till the pastor says so and turn to you and say something crazy. You know, you sitting there trying to get your worship on, the pastor will make a good point. He'll be like, you know what, that's a good point. Everybody turn to your neighbor and tell them before he can get the rest of the sentence out, they grab you by the collar. Sucker, you don't know the glory behind my story. I'm like, what? And it's always something that rhymes too. You don't know the baloney behind this testimony, young man. All right? And I'm sitting there in my seat like, no ma'am, I do not. Can you please take your hands off me? I'm like, Usher, can I get a new seat, please? I like to get moved. Just different stuff, man. You see different stuff, man. I remember one time I was in the church, and I saw the pastor, he went into amen overload. Anybody ever seen the pastor go into amen overload? Yeah, this is when the pastor says amen in between every other word he says, and you can barely understand what he's saying. Yeah, I was at this one church, man. I went in there. The guy was like, good morning, amen. We want to thank everyone, amen, who came to the church picnic, amen. We all, amen, had a good time, amen. One of the kids, amen, fell out of the swing, amen, busted his knee, amen. But we all have to take solace, amen, in the fact, amen, that when he reached the height of the swing, amen, he was closer to the Father, amen. I'm like, you just said amen 80,000 times. I don't think... Threw me off. That's different. See different stuff. I mean, one time I was in church and the worship leader yelled out something that I thought I had never heard before. You know, the whole church was rocking. They're just in the middle of a song, you know, going to town, you know. Our God is an awesome God. He reigns. Then out of nowhere, the worship leader runs up and grabs the microphone. All right, everybody, let's make the devil real mad with this next verse. And I'm sitting in church like, I'd rather not. I like the devil messes up a lot of people's lives. I'd rather the devil just continue not knowing who I was. That's cool. I don't need to be on a first name basis with the devil. You know, it was too much, man. That was too much for me, man. I had to stay home after that. I couldn't even go to church next Sunday. I had to stay home and watch church TV. Yeah, see, some of y'all watch church TV. I like church TV. Church TV is cool, because church TV, you get to pick your own pastor. You know, hey, I like that. You know, you don't have to watch nobody you don't want to watch. You know, and I'll tell y'all, when I can't go to church, I always end up watching the same person. You know, and some of y'all may have seen this guy on TV. My favorite guy to watch on TV, his name is Joel Osteen. You know, you ever seen Joel Osteen? Yeah. Joe, if you're not seeing Joel Osteen is like the happiest man on the planet. You see Joe Osteen, he comes out there Sunday morning so happy. Do you receive it today? I know you do. Hey, don't let the devil steal your joy. And I'm sitting at home like, I feel better already, Joel. This is great. And the thing about Joel is Joel has a story for every sermon that he gives. You know, it does not matter what Joel is preaching about. He's going to break out into a story. You know, you see Joel, he'll be up there in the pulpit, and he'll be like, you know, the other day, Victoria and I, you know, it's all we got to talk about his wife. Victoria and I, we went to a Philippine village. And when we got there, we saw this little boy who only had one leg. So I preached life into that little boy. What? That other leg, it just popped right on out. Amen. Amen. I'm sitting there like, what? I'm like, that is a Christmas miracle, Joel. I'm like, that is the anointing right there. That is the... Joel. And see, like Joel, like he's one of those kind of cool, soothing, calm, talking kind of pastors, you know. And every pastor's different. You know, you got some guys that are calm and cool. You got some guys like to yell and shout. You know, which either way is cool, whatever works for you. You know. But sometimes, you know, one time I ran into somebody, he liked to do both. You know, like he was cool. He would start off cool, but then he would get like kind of rough, you know. And the thing about it was he always loved to pray. But the thing about it was every time he prayed, his prayer would turn violent. Yeah. And I don't know if y'all ever prayed with a violent prayer before, but it can get weird real fast. You know, because he would come out there, you know, it would start off regular. You know, he would come out there, good morning, everyone, let us join hands. Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for this day. We thank you for allowing us to come here and worship with you, Lord. We ask that you keep the evil one away from us. Devil, we bind you. We put our foot on your neck. We stab you with the shank of righteousness. We pop you with the Tech 9 of the Spirit. We spray you with the AK of forgiveness. I'm sitting there like, what Bible are you reading from, man? You just murdered Jesus. What is wrong with you? Hey, y'all, that's my time, y'all. My name's Renard Hirsch, guys. You guys did great. Thank y'all.
One more time for my man, Renard Hirsch. All right. I want to thank you for another episode of the comedy. Come on to the stage. One more time for all the comedies you've seen. Timmy Ball representing Canada. My man Johnny W. representing Nashville. And Renard Hirsch closing out like a boss. I've been your host, Bone Hampton. Thank you very much. We'll see you guys next time.